need to apologize first? Okay, go back to noon.
Alright, so today we're going to do the nose. People's noses are going to vary a lot depending upon how their septum and the tip of the nose is. Some people's tips of their noses come down really far. Some people's the tip is up more so you can see more of the septum. I'm going to draw it where you don't see the septum at all. And if you don't know what the septum is, it's that little bridge in between your nostrils that people get pierced. Yes, I can't wait to see you have yours pierced. So I tend to start off with the tip of the nose. I make it kind of rounded. And if I'm drawing from my head and not looking at someone, then I decide how much of the nostril I want to see.
Looks like
Yes, it looks like ovaries.
That's what I was saying.
That is not the first time I thought that.
I love that.
And then I kind of lightly draw in around the nostril the wing. The nostrils are actually the openings in your holes. The little parts outside of it are called the wings. And some people have larger wings than other people. So I tend to start shading the tip of the nose first. It's usually darkest around the bottom. Some of the shading will touch the bottom of the nose, but there's usually a little bit of a highlight between the tip of the nose and where the shading is. And it kind of comes up a little bit. And it's kind of hard to explain. Sometimes I kind of say, like, if you think about the nose in cartoon shape, you kind of have the tip of the nose, and then you have this little nostril here and this nostril here, and then you have your wings, like a cartoon, and then the bridge comes up like that. I know that looks really weird, like maybe it's a foot. But that kind of can help you to see how the shading goes. It gets a little bit darker where the wings and the tip kind of meet, and then it gets lighter as it curves around. And the same on this side. It's a little bit darker where the wing and the tip meet. Then it curves around. And notice I'm trying not to go right up to where I drew the outlines of those wings. And there's usually some kind of highlight on the tip of the nose. The bridge of your nose, the side gets a little bit darker as it works its way out into your cheek. There's usually a highlight that kind of comes down. Bridge your nose a little bit. Your nostrils are pretty black, especially right up the top part of that oval there. Right now they look like I drew two black ovals. But that shading, your nostrils aren't actually black. You can ask Hida. He looked when he was doing that big mouth thing. They're pink inside, but it's the shadow because it's going up into your nose. But the shadow comes down, so it starts to come down under the tip of your nose. And then fades out some. And then to kind of finish the nose, where I do those lines to represent the wings. It kind of, if you feel, for most people, if you feel your nose, you can see it goes back under, like it comes out and then goes, it like dips in a little bit towards each other. So there's going to be a shadow right up to that line that fades out, and it can fade down into here. And then you can see I left that little highlight around the nostril some, or around the wing. There's not, I feel like there's not as much to the nose. There's not many big tricks. Sometimes you get that little, the philtrum. That's pretty much it. The nose, I think, is kind of simple. It's just a matter of getting the tip and the septum and all that kind of stuff right. So here's the tip. The septum is underneath. Septum. The bridge of your nose is up here. If you actually feel your nose, it's the harder part right up here. If you have glasses, usually that's where your glasses sit. Nostril. And then the wing. Oops.